Hey, what's up? It's Joe East again. Ladies and germs, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a fun day today. January 6th, I think it is, right? Yeah, January 6th. Supposedly the day to count the electoral votes and certify them in Congress. That was kind of funny. Yeah, I was just laughing my ass off the whole time watching the events on Twitter. Of course, it looks like somebody got shot. I don't know how true that is, but that would be a bit dampener of the spirit of what was going on, which is kind of funny. Bunch of bunch of feds with these little pistols they carry drawn at these protesters, making a complete mockery of Congress. It was hilarious. So what was the context of all this stuff? This is just random commentary. And by the way, unless you're a billionaire, you have no fight in this game, more or less. Us common folks, without billions, you can't affect events. So we're just making speculations here, right? So it looks like officially, according to the procedural, they'll back Trump into a corner. So if they investigated him for 4 years, trying to impeach and prosecute him, he can only assume if he loses or concedes or leaves office, he'll get hounded in the court system if not prosecuted. So they backed him into a corner. He can't concede. He can't stop. If he's smart, he'll go all full military if he has to take the White House back or take power. That's the only option he has here. Why? Because he's backed into a corner. The other side was a bit dumb when they did that. I guess in their foolishness, they backed him into a corner. Now he can't stop, and which is why he can't concede, which he said plenty of times. And he usually does what he says he's going to do. He said a few weeks ago, join us on the 6th, it's going to be wild, and it was wild. And what could he been referring to other than occupying the Capitol building with all these guys who jumped in there and just made a mockery of the congressman? It's going to be wild. So that was pretty wild and hilarious. I still can't stop laughing at our ignorant gated community political class that never had to deal with violence before and are all freaking out about getting intimidated physically. And it's like, okay, well, you gave it to the American people since the 1960s. Now you got a taste of your own medicine, motherfuckers. They had it coming. The ruling class had it coming. If you recall, Lynn Wood, a few days ago, he started posting stuff about asking Pence to resign, asking some of the justices to resign and other things. And a lot of people thought he was crazy, but I was thinking in the back of my mind, he's Trump's lawyer. That guy's not crazy. So apparently when he asked Pence to resign, i.e. Trump's lawyer, it was not an idle threat. Apparently now we know it was pretty freaking serious. Trump was not playing whenever he delivered that message through Lynn Wood. So yeah, I mean, let's say you got two mafias fighting for turf. Well, you don't send the message to the other guy through mail or email or even text. You might make a broadcast where you're talking about if this pipe bursts at my house, I will be very angry. So I would hope the plumber comes and fixes it. That's a message to deliver to the other guy on the other side of town. Stand down or I will be upset and I might do something in retaliation. So you're going to do something like that whenever you're trying to communicate with the other side. You're not going to send them a text or an email saying, you need to back down or I'll storm the Capitol with 1 million guys and you guys would be crouching behind Secret Service and Capitol Police like a bunch of chickens in a coop behind the rooster. Some stupid shit. You can't send that message, but Lynn Wood, gently delivered the message for Trump, obviously, a couple of days ago. So yeah, you got but like 1 million people showed up in Washington. So Trump was obviously trying to make a big spectacle. He's a television guy. He knows the power of the visual effect of millions and action, making fun of the other side, watching them run, and then watching these scruffily dressed guys with long beards getting inside of the speaker's chair with the gavel and breaking into Pelosi's office and just sitting down in the chair and just making a complete mockery. They didn't show up. I didn't see it. I didn't see any of the protesters show up with guns. So it was obviously a somewhat of a joke for let's say naive gated community style people who don't know how to deal with violence. It's just freaking funny. This was hilarious. It's so funny, something Trump probably did, but he can't say so because, you can't say stuff. If you're in the mafia, you just can't say stuff out loud. You have to send the message in very subtle ways. So yeah, there's been this this meme for the last few years about the storm coming, and apparently some people didn't take it seriously. Apparently it was serious. It's a funny storm, though. It's quite hilarious. So yeah, I already mentioned that. Going through the notes here, they were hunkered down. They were behind the desk. The police had these little pistols they carry pulled. You're not going to shoot an unarmed person with a freaking pistol unless you're that's just asking for trouble if you shoot an unarmed person with a pistol. Unless you're an elderly person or a handicapped person, then you might be able to justify shooting somebody with a pistol. But if you're a fit person, or at least relatively fit, you can't shoot an unarmed person with a pistol. That's just... In fact, you probably shouldn't even point a gun at anybody with a pistol unless you think you're about to die. So it's not just... It's just dumb, these pictures of these cops pulling pistols and pointing them, these little bitty pistols, like what the hell are they going to hit with a pistol? Unless they train once a week at the range shooting 1,000 rounds, you ain't going to hit shit with a pistol. You're better off with a shotgun. So Trump came in and did a video and told all the patriots, go home. We were not violent here, which obviously the storming of the Capitol didn't appear violent at all. It was just hilarious. It was funny. It looks really good on film. All the Pelosi seat, the guy sitting in Pelosi's seat, and the dude at the speaker's gavel, and these guys dressed up with Viking horns on their head. Oh man! Some people thought it was Antifa. I mean, it could be. If they were, then it's still hilarious. Hand clap to Antifa for doing that. I'm glad somebody actually did this. That was funny. I think there's a lot more going behind the scenes than it's just straight up Antifa or Trump supporters doing this. This is probably a well executed show, WrestleMania sort of thing, by trained guys who actually probably did this. They know they're going up against policemen. They know what the mechanics of the situation is and the psychology of the cops. So it was so well done and funny and hilarious that that whoever actually did the action, these guys were probably well trained on what to do and what not to do. Hopefully that shooting was either a misreporting or an accident, because you don't shoot unarmed people. I think most laws in most states is you can't brandish a weapon or anything like that unless you feel like your life's in danger, and that's what most laws are around the USA. It looks like they were all Congress was taken to a military base afterwards. So I speculated in jest and maybe seriously, it could get serious, that some of these guys who voted to certify the unmentionable name of the so-called Democrat nominee, whoever the hell that person is, whoever the hell that is. I still have no idea, like who the hell is that Democrat nominee dude and girl? It's like, what the fuck? It's like complete, joke, clown show. It's like, don't even mention their names because it's just a clown show. So it's like whoever certified that is probably going to be taken to a military base and given a deal or something to sign off on, because you can't sign off on fraud according to federal law, or you literally commit a felony. And I think the statute says it's a 5-year maximum prison sentence or something like that. You get years in prison for signing off and certifying something that you know to be fraudulent on a federal level. So, yeah, they can be threatened with felony prosecution for certifying anything they knew to be fraudulent. That's the law. If they don't know that, too bad, right? So I figured they're probably going to cut a deal at the military base. They're probably going to be escorted to a military base to, cut a deal and do what's right or get prosecuted or whatever. So it was quite hilarious. You can kind of see it playing out. It's a mockery. It's made a mockery of the entire legislative branch of the government. I can't stop laughing. It's just freaking hilarious. It's just these guys going in there with Viking horns and quote unquote storming the Capitol. Yeah, if it was real military, yeah, right. You think there would have been no casualties if there was a real military storming? If it was, somebody who really planned this out to really get some shit done? If these guys would just put on clown suits and go out there and just make crazy photographs? No, this was a demonstration of power on the part of whatever faction. I'm assuming it's Trump's faction or Trump supporter faction. It's a demonstration of power that the legislative branch is just a complete clown show. And, you better toe the line to whoever has this power, or worse things can happen. All right, that's about all I got. This is just hilarious. I know a lot of middle class folks who haven't had to deal with violence before, or like, oh man, this needs to stop. There's going to be retaliation. These people need to be arrested and prosecuted for treason. No, this is a clown show. This is just so freaking hilarious. I could tell whenever Trump was saying, okay, guys, go home. We've done our job here. This was just funny. You can tell he was holding back the laughter. So that's my take on the situation. I just found this completely hilarious. Well-trained guys that, quote-unquote, stormed the Capitol in a clown show, have all these congressmen hunkered down who probably live in gated communities with armed guards. They never face reality of either working class or middle class people who have to deal with real riots and real, oh shit, somebody's in front of my house. I better watch that dude, because gated communities, right? Armed guards, those guys who don't have to face reality like middle class and working class folks. So it was kind of funny. That's my take on it. So let me know what you think. Take care. Be safe. And keep on laughing, guys. Keep on laughing. It's funny. This is WrestleMania stuff. Take care. Have a good one. Goodbye.